Okay, Tyson, we are back with another grand episode. We're going to talk about some of the newer vehicles that are interesting to us, and you think that you would probably purchase, and maybe kind of go into details. And when I say newer, I'm talking maybe let's see, it's 20, maybe 10, 15 years old too, because I don't know about you, but new cars are they're pretty expensive. Unless you got some cash, I don't want that car payment, and so the lower the car payment for me, the better. So that's why we're taking it back maybe 15 years, because that way you can buy something even used and affordable. For me, the first one that just off of my head and I can't afford is the Land Rover Defender. I love that car. Every time I see one, they have got great colors. It's great styling. I can see me driving it. I can't afford it though, but that's one I would really, really like to have. But I just don't see it happening. So I named one that I can't afford. What about you?
If we're gonna go with, well, I actually picked out three, and I did tier them on
All right. Well, we'll just start with one. We'll go back and forth.
one I can't afford. If we're going one I can't afford, I really like, and I'm gonna slaughter this name because I don't know how to say it, Nick. I'll be honest. The Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, I never learned how to pronounce it, but that is the that's my first one, and I think they're going for like 90K, something like that. So it's one I won't own, but I would like, and like we mentioned in our last one that we talked about, like different cars, the grill on that thing. I love the Alpha grill. That triangle, it looks different. The hood, my kids in the back. It's basically it's a BMW. I mean, it's not a BMW, but it's the BMW competitor, but it's looks better. I would love one of those. And I only see them on the road every once in a while. I do see them, but
Yeah,
they're rare.
for even being here, you don't see them very often. I even actually went and looked at one of those before I decided on the Jag. I Ming didn't like it
I
at
remember
all.
you tell me, and I was disappointed when you told me.
Yeah, she did not like it at all. I thought it was kind of cool, but whatever. One that maybe I could afford, and it's kind of sport carish, would be a Viper. The last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, tell you the truth, I'd have to go back even a little bit further than 15 years to get the affordable one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can get them for 40 to 60, and that's
Got used, huh?
those that's what they're used for the very first.
Oh,
Well, not the very first ones, but some older ones that aren't as desirable.
right.
I think that'd be fun to have. Um, but as a daily, that wouldn't work at all.
Right.
Like was it have V10, V12? Can't remember.
I think those were V10s.
V10s, I think so.
Yeah.
Um, so for a daily, I wouldn't have that. So that's why I'd look into another C6 Corvette. I'd probably get like 2010 and up. They 2010 was where the GS models were, and they looked a little bit nicer. And so that's probably where I would probably start looking for a car as a daily driver sports car.
Right. If I'm doing a daily driver, the Nissan Z, the
The new
new
one?
one, the new one. So I've always, ironically, we talked about this again last week, I think. Cars I thought ugly when I was young was the Fairladies. Now I look back at those Nissan Fairladies, and I think they're gorgeous. I want a Fairlady, but the Nissan Z, they took some lines, and if you look carefully in that Nissan Z, you can see the old Nissan or the Nissan Fairladies. They're not Nissan at the time. They were oh, why can't I remember the name of them? Anyways, you can see those lines in the new Nissan Z. And so it's got just that hint that takes me back to, I love that car, but it's modern. And it's at the top of my price range. Like, so daily driver sports car, I could look at one of those and pull it off. I probably wouldn't drive it, just like I didn't drive my BMW, but I really like the Nissan Zs. I think those are gorgeous cars.
They do look nice. And speaking of Nissan, if I could afford it, a GTR. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, we said daily affordable drivers, I thought. So,
well, what's the next one on your list?
the third car I picked, and I picked this like if my cars were to die today, and I was looking to go buy a new car today that I can afford. Now, once again, it's still a punch in the gut. I would look at the new Mini JCWs, Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works. That's what JCW is. I'm maybe mansplaining because it's a car show. You guys probably know that. Once again, they're in my price range. They're solid enough. I can haul a family, the dogs around in, but yet they're sporty. They got that zip. And yeah, some people laugh at how a Mini Cooper looks, but have you driven one? I mean, seriously, they are fun to drive. They're zippy. They handle great. I If I were looking to buy a car tomorrow, I'd go look for another Mini Cooper, but it'd be a JCW.
Hmm. Is it just because what's the determining factor for that one mainly? What's the top priority for that one though? Like,
It's affordable. It's decent gas mileage. They even have an electric version now if I wanted it, but it's good gas mileage. It does everything I need. Like I said, I can haul my kids around in it. I can haul my dogs around in it. I can use it to commute if I have to get back and forth to the airport, stuff like that. And it's still fun to drive and decently unique looking. Yeah, I see more and more Mini Coopers on the road today than I used to, but still unique looking and they're still fun to drive. So it does everything I need it to do and still feels fun. That is the priority there. I hate when I get a car that does everything I need to do, but I just freaking dread driving it. Like it's just so boring. Those cars, when I step on the throttle, it still accelerates. I mean, it's got a little turbocharged in it. I think it's 200 and something horsepower, 280 horsepower turbocharge. Right, and it's super lightweight. So it's got the zip that I want. Is it going to win races? No, but it's got the zip that I want. And once again, because they're small, they're low to the ground, they handle exceptional. Like it feels like it's on rails. It feels like I'm driving a go-kart almost when I want that. But yet, once again, I got stuff I got to do. So, I need to be able to haul stuff in it. I need to be able to run over to Home Depot and throw some freaking wood in the back and have it hang out the back end. But hey,
just little wood.
Well, no, mini wood.
Mini wood.
But no, they are they're still basically hatchbacks, and you can get rails and stuff on them and stuff like that. So, it can do everything I need it to do and still be fun. That's why. And affordable. 3 big factors. Affordable, still fun. I can actually use for everything. Like I can't use the Nissan Z for everything. I couldn't use a freaking Alfa Romeo or Romeo for everything either. But I could use that car literally for everything and still have fun driving it.
See, and that's the hard part because there's just not very many cars that appeal to me that I can afford, and just, and when I say afford, I mean, I don't want a car payment, that's over $300 a month. And people kind of, they always like, well, $300 a month, that's impossible. Well, I always put a big down payment. But my price range, I'll just tell you right now, is like 40,000 and below, where I feel comfortable. Could I pay more? Sure, but why would I? I mean, it's just it's hard to justify that. So it's really hard to find other cars that are in that cheaper range.
Have you looked at the Mini Coopers? There's like 36, Nick. Just kidding.
But but there's just really not much out there. I like trucks, but I'm not a truck guy. I'll just say my mom got a Tacoma, and it's really nice. Maybe truck wise, maybe go with the Tacoma. I don't really care for the American trucks much. The Ford Maverick looks pretty decent because it's small, but I know I already look at it and I can't fit.
Man, what happened to small trucks? I know I'm interrupting here, but and just for a second, I miss the small trucks. We can get back on track, but I actually like the Maverick because of that. that specific reason. If I were to get in a truck, I'd be a Maverick.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Because the Ranger, that used to be the small truck now. And
now it's
if
not.
I could go back to the 90s, I'd take a 90s Ranger. You know?
Yeah, I remember my grandpa bought a Ranger back in high school, and that truck felt so big at the time. And now I look at it because we just barely sold it after he passed, and it's like that's a small truck compared to today. And I remember that thing was huge. So yeah, I miss small trucks. Anyway, odd tangent. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but for me, there's just not much out there that appeals to me. You know, used. I you know, like I said, I've been kind of looking at C6s. Because I am gonna get a new car here maybe within a year. And not when I say new, I mean new to me. But I'm probably even gonna go older. I might get a C4 Corvette. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
I want you to C4.
I you know, I'm really leaning that way, but we'll see. But if I had the money and you know, cash, I would go get a Lamborghini. How do you say it? Urus?
Yeah, something like that. It's close.
Ooh,
yeah,
those are nice. Those are so nice.
you would if you. I want to clarify here, Dick, and I'm just curious. If you had the cash, like if we're talking Lamborghini Urus, we're starting to say money's not really an object.
Yeah.
That's what you would pick?
Or a Defender. I'd like both of them.
Those are what you would pick? You have officially hit midlife, man.
I know, because before you'd want a sports car, but like you were just saying, a sports car you can only do so much with it. You know, you just drive. But because when you go out and about, it's nice to fit 3 or 4 people in a car.
I guess if we were doing that, I would like a G-Wagon. But I want like the authentic, not this American. Like the G-Wagons, a little bit probably know this. They used to be import only, and they were like the go anywhere, do it all type vehicle. And then when they started making them in the US, they made them more for, you know, like to basically be just a street SUV and not the Hummer competition, I guess. I would like an authentic, like not authentic, but you know, an older G-Wagon that was made to basically drive over the plains of Africa without a road. Because it still has that look. I mean, they kept the look, but if we're not talking money, that'll do everything I need to do and still carry everybody.
If you're not talking money for practicality.
Right.
Now, if I just had just a ton of money and I'd go blow it, you know, then it'd be a McLaren F1. I mean,
you know how much those are now, by the way? They cost so much more now than
they were
did
$1 million
then.
back in the day. They're probably up to like, who knows?
I think I would take a classic Gullwing Mercedes.
Oh man, I saw one of those at the car show. Was about a month and a half ago. Woo!
Yeah. What were they? Are they the 350? I can't remember. 350 Gullwings. I could be wrong on that.
I can't remember.
But yeah, I would take a classic or a new one. Like they're not new anymore. They're like 2008, I think, is when they brought them back for a short period. But specifically the classic ones, man. That's like one of my dream cars. I love the old Mercedes. If we're not talking money's not an option, and I can keep it running, or money's not an issue. Yeah.
But you know, and I really liked my Subaru. You know, because it looked different and everything. But I'm gonna admit, I had a Subaru Crosstrek 2016, but it's gutless. It is gutless. That's the one thing I can kind of really complain about it.
What has it got in it? I thought it was turboed.
No, they didn't offer no. They don't offer no turbos anymore for a lot of things. So yeah, they've kind of shifted away from that. Even the WRX isn't the rally type of a car anymore. It's more of a.
Now you have to get like the WRX STI. It has to have that STI on the end of it still.
Yeah, yes.
That sexually transmitted infection. Poor naming. That's what that stands for. Not on the car, but yeah. Poor naming.
So, but yeah, you know, there's some really interesting cars. But these are just what appeals to me. And granted, because I always say this, I'm a little bit taller. I don't fit in a lot of things comfortably. So that's a big determination too. I really like the Jaguar F-Types. I just don't fit comfortable. I fit,
Right.
just not comfortable. or that'd be one I'd just say, yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Everybody that always, real quick, everybody that always complains, I wish I was taller. I wish I was taller. Here's some reasons for not. Listen to Nick if you're a sports car guy, you don't want to be taller.
You don't fit in a lot of things,
You don't.
and yeah, so and I want something unique. I just don't want a Corolla or some run of the mills, because I've had those growing up. Like a Nissan Sentra. I had that Nissan Sentra, and it was a good car, until it got T-boned. But would I buy it again? No. It was just a daily commuter cheap car. Now that I'm a little bit older, I want something. I'm just gonna say nicer. Something a little more comfortable, a little more luxury. When I was younger, I didn't care, or sporty.
Right.
So that's the only difference between now is comfortable or sporty. There's no really in between. My third that I forgot, the Cadillac. What's it called? Blackwing. The CTV is a CTV Blackwing.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I might have to double check. I might have to Google, but
And that one, I probably would buy that one. And I've been looking at them too. They're still pretty spendy, but it's nice. It's basically a four-door Corvette. Or, well, no, it's not. It's a two-door Corvette, but you can put people in the back.
right, it's got a back seat, but it's a Corvette.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, they're pretty spendy, and I don't know if I want to drop 40 plus. So,
Right.
other than that, is there anything coming out that you've seen that's kind of got you excited, maybe?
All right. So here's something that got me super excited, and I did some Googling, and I'm gonna get this disclaimer right now out of the way. It's fake. Like I bought into it for a second. I'm like, oh crap, is this real? And I started Googling and looking because it did excite me, but it is fake. So this is not a real car. But I saw something out there, like on some weird post about Ford bringing back like a Model T electric version, but kind of modified to today's standard. And there were some pictures, and I'm assuming they were probably AI generated. But it had that old Model T look and looked real. And for a second there, like I said, I had to go Google because I'm like, no way. Are they doing that? And it excited me because I'm like, that looks freaking cool. But that obviously is a fake car. The ones that maybe have excited me that's coming out is I went to a trade show for tech a year ago, and BMW showed a new car, and like the whole front of it, or like the whole body, is basically cameras and mirrors and whatever and stuff, so it can like change, like the whole car can change its color instantly. It can project whatever it wants anywhere on it, stuff like that. So that'd just be kind of fun and cool, but I'm sure novelty. And then Mercedes is coming out with a new supercar, fully electric. I don't remember the name of it. It's a concept right now that they're supposed to be releasing in like 2 years. I have it. Give me just a second. I had a note of what it was called. It'll take me. I have my notepad up. I just got to click on it. If you can bear with me, I know this is not great for airtime, but I can give you a name. If it'll pop up. Why is my computer not popping up? There we go. Right here. Load. The Mercedes AMG XX. So 1,360 horsepower, 0 to 60 is expected under 2 seconds. It's a four-door sedan, but and 220 top speed. So if we're talking, whether that car makes it to be real or not, it's a concept car. I'm sure it won't necessarily be 100% what they're showing, but I saw that, and that kind of made me like, ooh, that's kind of cool. So, and it looks like a freaking giant wing. Like it's like just almost a teardrop. It was interesting. Anyways, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, Nick, but that's what got me excited.
No. I just myself, I haven't really seen anything coming out that's exciting me. So, I'm kind of into the older styling of cars. So it's, to me, nothing's exciting me right now. But maybe later down the road, something will come out, and I'll be like, ooh, that's awesome. But
Right. I know Lotus is supposed to be bringing out a new car. Yeah, I like a lot of European cars, if you can't tell. American wise, I haven't seen. I'm interested in the Lucid Air. I know it's already out.
Yeah, they're
I
nice.
don't know. I don't know anything about it. I've seen a couple. They look nice. I think they look kind of sleek and stylish, but I know nothing about them. So besides what I've kind of heard, so I can't speak to them, but they kind of excite me. And now Rivians are out now for a while, but back when they were talking about Rivian and before they came out, I was really excited for Rivian. I'm glad to see they're doing well as a truck format. I'm not a truck guy either, but I always told myself if I got a truck, that's kind of the one I wanted. So
Well, that's about it for our time. We've went over quite a bit. So,
I didn't even look at time.
yeah, that's all right. 15-minute car talk. So we'll leave it off there. And,
Right?
yeah. And if you guys, have any suggestions or anything for us to talk about, like I said, we try to squeeze it all in within 15 minutes, but sometimes, we can't. We get chatting a little too much. But other than that, let us know. Right? All right. We'll see you next time, guys.